The Eruptor is the premier choice currently against the Illuminate scum. The changes to the way shrapnel behaves has made this thing an incredible pick. It turns the new Stingray aircraft into a trivial nuisance. They are one-shottable if you place the shot in a way that ensures the shrapnel gets as much coverage across the fuselage as possible. And where it truly shines is its ability to clean out flesh mobs in as little as 2 shots. This monstrosity is covered in blue weak spots, and disposal of these relies on either rapid removal of them or by prioritizing leg shots. There's actually a really nifty little trick that can happen occasionally. If you blast off the front section with the Eruptor, it sometimes triggers a spin animation that exposes the back weak spots. As you can see here, this allows you to line up the shrapnel perfectly, and you can drop the front then the back fast. You can also chip away at their feet for some really quick kills too. The other great thing about the Eruptor is its ease in terms of attachment. All you need to do to get the most out of this weapon is get it up to level 14, which is very easy. Grab the iron sight, grab the angled foregrip, and you can get the most bang for buck out of your ergonomics due to the fact that vertical recoil doesn't matter because it's single shot and it just behaves beautifully with this setup. And don't be fooled, folks, the iron sight is actually a really great way of using it. I find it just makes you feel a little bit more in control of what's going on, and once you start landing your shots with this, it feels fantastic. It goes without saying that aside from the new elite squid enemies, the Eruptor is also incredibly strong against the usual suspects, making mincemeat of hordes of voteless due to the way in which shrapnel now correctly behaves in a 360-degree AoE. You can place your shots into groups, and these nuisances just fold in large numbers. You can also one-shot watchers if you're accurate enough. Just remember to lead your shots a bit here, folks, and you can make incredibly short work of both the regular Overseers and the new Crescent Overseers that bombard our positions from range. Once you've removed the shields from parked UFOs, you can also take these out with a well-placed shot through the doorway. All of this, folks, without needing to use a single stratagem. What a primary weapon. The only unit that can cause issues are harvesters. They just don't seem to drop very quickly, even if you land your shots on the hip axle or the eye weak spot. But that's okay, because if you want the ultimate pairing to your primary choice to rip through all of the Illuminate's old and new units and ensure that any weaknesses are fully covered, the HMG 206 is back and in full effect. This monster makes incredibly short work of stingrays and harvesters and does very admirable work against the flesh mob. Slap some peak physique armor if you struggle with aiming, but if you get savvy with this weapon, it's not necessary, folks. Slow down the fire rate if you need to, but of course, if you really want to put this to the maximum of its potential, then you need maximum RPM for the fastest and most devastating results. Makes it an insanely powerful weapon combo, which will make your time dealing with this latest invasion very straightforward. Before we jump into the stratagems, if you're enjoying the video, and only if you are, please do drop the video a like and sub to the channel to keep informed. Dropping a like pushes the video out to other Helldivers who are currently dealing with the invasion, and a sub really helps me out. Thank you. In terms of stratagems, it will come as no surprise the 500 kg is a really solid pick here. Excellent clear potential, and it can obliterate any armored enemy in the squid force with ease. It's especially helpful against groups of harvesters, which can get quite scary at times, and it also deals with fortifications and other squid structures and hotspots effectively. Bringing along the Gatling Sentry is also a very wise choice, because with this loadout we're aiming to overwhelm the squids with a hail of bullets, and if you combine this with the MG206, especially against things like the flesh mob, it's seriously impressive how quickly you can bring these down. Finally, this next pick is a flex slot, so go with what you want here, but I've found it works incredibly well using the laser dog. This becomes so useful when you're in a situation when you find yourself being overwhelmed by voteless and they're just too close to shoot with the Eruptor, and you have no MG206 ammo and you need to go stationary perhaps to reload. Simply kite and watch them crash to the ground and give you plenty of space. I use this over the guard dog rover because that's currently bugged and has a mind of its own. Despite Helldivers running on a fairly old game engine, it never ceases to amaze me how utterly epic and beautiful this game can look. The sinews exploding everywhere when we torch a little squirmy Terminid to death. It all just looks absolutely insane. That's why I'm excited to be partnering with Apex Gaming PCs. If you're thinking about upgrading your setup, Apex Gaming PCs has got you covered. Whether you need a high-powered rig for massively demanding games like Monster Hunter Wilds, or you just want things to run buttery smooth, they've got pre-built and custom systems that can handle it all. Plus, there's some solid discounts going on right now, so if you've even been considering an upgrade, now is a great time to check them out. And don't forget to use code FaZe at checkout for a 5% discount. The links are in the description below. In terms of the secondary, it's either between the ultimatum or the grenade pistol. Having a second line of explosive power when things start to go south is really helpful, and despite losing some of the power from the ultimatum, I still find it works really effectively, especially if the units group up nicely, and especially if you've got loads of those scary harvesters mass beaming you. It's just a great panic button and really helps you out. For the grenade, it's either the gas grenade if you want to improve your crowd controlling large groups of enemies. It's also really effective with the new flesh mobs. And speaking of which, if you'd rather go direct for them, why not go for the thermite to deal with them? It's really efficient in this area as well. In terms of the armor choices, we're going for anything with siege ready. This armor comes with a bonus ammo capacity to both the weapons we're using, and the 30% increased reload speed on the Eruptor is ridiculously strong. Which leads me on nicely to a question that I've been pondering on stream with the Phase Shift community. What do you think of this new iteration of the Illuminate Force? I personally absolutely love the direction they've taken this. It feels to me like if you want to be effective against the Illuminate, then you need to be using medium armor pen weaponry that is going to be able to deal with not only the old units now, but also taking into consideration how we deal with these new threats. And I know that sounds a little bit obvious, but when you think about it, the way in which we are now having to build our loadouts to face this new threat is actually quite different from the other factions, and I think that is a really welcome change. The Eruptor, I don't feel, is going to be anywhere near as effective as it is against the Illuminate, against any other one of the factions, and I could be wrong, but that's why I'm asking the question, folks. What do you think about this? What weapons do you perhaps think I'm sleeping on? What combinations are you going to be bringing against the Illuminate? And do you think this new weapon customization system is offering anything to fighting the other factions with these new weapons? Sound off in the comments below. Check out this next video. It's got you covered. Take care of yourselves. Keep having fun. Come check out a stream on YouTube or Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one.